Speaking of the Galaxy line of smartphones, the S10 is finally bringing night photo mode to the US. So the Samsung devices originally launched, at least the Snapdragon versions, which are the ones in North America for the most part. I saw some people complaining that the Snapdragon version of the device wasn't available elsewhere. In some markets, they were stuck with the Samsung-based, the Xenos 9820 chipset.
Yeah.
And some people were like, hey, man, we want the Snapdragon 855. Like, they get in. But they had one advantage, that those models actually had a night mode out the gate, as they say, as the youngsters say, out the gate. And the Snapdragon 855 versions sold in the US specifically, no night mode. They had a weird kind of like it was like a scene, like a camera scene, which was like low lights or evening mode, not night mode. I just made that up. What did they call it? Bright night? It had the bright night scene optimizer. It wasn't a real night mode in the same sense as what the Pixel was doing and other devices. So they're rolling it out. They're catching up to the crowd. Better late than never, as stated here on Tech Radar. It's going to roll out first to AT&T owners of the S10 Plus, and then it'll follow up on the S10 and S10e, and then maybe after that on other carriers. These updates often travel through the carriers in the US, so you might see that happen at a later date. And it just makes this device more competitive than it currently is, obviously. It was one area you may have been critical of the device if you were a big user of night mode or just a camera junkie enthusiast in general. This being a flagship device, it's something you want to see there, and it's beginning to roll out now. Now, as far as performance is concerned, I haven't used it. It's the software has not shown up on my device, any of the devices that I have, so I can't speak to that specifically, but you have to assume it's going to be utilizing the same software functionality. It's going to be using a similar kind of code, a similar kind of software mechanisms to create these much brighter. I mean, when we first looked at night mode, Will went into the bathroom with the lights off. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And you were like, check this out, dude. You had what did you have, like the beta version of it or something? Night mode on the Pixel?
Yeah. I installed it, the APK.
You were all fired up.
And it was ridiculous. It was unreal.
You were all fired up.
Yeah.
You were just like, it's pitch black over here. I have to be honest. I use the night mode on pretty much every phone. I've been using the night mode on the OnePlus 7 Pro, which is still the current device in my pocket, and it's not as good as the Pixel as far as I can tell. But I mean, I've still made photos I wouldn't have otherwise been able to make. Mm-hmm. It's kind of an indispensable feature now. You kind of have to have some version of it, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
It's a non-negotiable now. Got to be a part of it. So anyway, S10 getting it in the US on the Snapdragon model. Hooray.